and then you go on, and the next trap you put in, and you point it back. As you're going away, you've got to watch where you just came from. So the next one points back at him.
So you're making the arrows to point to where?
Yeah, because don't forget, you're going to be coming around in the dark after.
Yeah.
And then when you get to your final trap, you point it back at the previous one, and you put a bar across it like that. That means that's your last one. So when you're going around your traps, that's the first one you go to. Then each points to that one, that points to the next one.
And you follow the arrows.
Yeah.
So that's how your old man found it when you were a crook. That's how your old man found all the traps when you were a crook, Max.
You just follow my pointers. When you come to the
and
the last trap.
Yeah, with a place like Corrine Hill there, like say that's the hill. Well, you'd start trapping here. You wouldn't hit up the hill. You'd go around like that, a semicircle, and then the next night you do another line that way. You only leave them there for 24 hours, and they come out. And that's that way you do it all properly, you know.
Up on the hill, up on the rocks, they come in there to feed, and they'd have their own dung hills. Make a dung hill, and they come back to the same dung hill.
So when you went back and collected, you went back around your traps, were you then pulling up your traps as well?
Yeah, you'd pull up your trap, and you had a chaff bag, which is not as heavy as a wheat bag, it's not as thick as stuff, and you'd chuck the rabbit into that, and you pull up your traps, and when you got too many to carry between the traps and the rabbits, you'd leave that bunch of traps there, and you have a look around, you near that big tree with the yellow top and all that sort of stuff. So then you go back and you ring all the rabbits next, and you hang them in pairs on, or you feel them around the waist, and you try to get them all roughly the same, otherwise they slip off. Yeah, and then once you got them all wrung their necks and hang them all on the fence, then you stick the knife in the neck to bleed them, and then you go along and you just hold the point of the knife sticking out, or you actually, the rabbit's upside down, so you start at his chest and you bring him up towards the crotch. Yeah. And then you do the lot, then you go back again, you start at the first one and you rip the guts out and the bladder.
So you gut them while they're hanging on the fence?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and usually we had them hanging on the fence right near a screen. Well, the screen was one Dad had made up, and you'd have these. This end might be in a fork of a tree, and the other end you'd make something to hold them up.
Make a bipod.
Oh, okay. To hang them up?
You might put a couple of sticks in and tie it on the wire there, but you've got to have your screen on it first. You've got to keep the flies off.
Yeah, I see.
You don't want them fly blown.
No. So did you ever catch much exotic in a trap?
We've caught goannas and we've caught ferrets. It's a hell of a shock when you go around in the dark and the trap's down the burrow and you pull it out and there's a bloody big goanna on it.
They cranky? Are they cranky when they're caught?
They don't like it.
Yeah.
They let you know, don't they?
Possums are the ones. Jesus, they're hard to kill.
Are they? Possum?
You've got to kill him to get him out of the trap pretty well, because if you put your foot down there, he might tear your leg off.
Fair income.
Oh, that's scratch, won't they?
Oh yeah, the foxes didn't like it either.
Foxes didn't like it.
The nasty bastards.
And when did the rabbit buyer come through? In the afternoon or mornings?
Yeah, Dad used to, I don't know whether he used to write to him beforehand or not, but he was mainly in Coralwall, wasn't he?
The coral ice works of us.
Yeah, and he would come round every couple of days. So there's a limit to how long you could leave them, especially in the hot weather, in the screen. And it had to be in the shade, where it's got to have shade nearly all day, you know. Yeah, so.
But he'd be going from your camp to other people's
Oh,
camps.
we weren't the only ones, and quite often farmers supplement the income by catching rabbits too. And that's what Les Pets did. Les Pets, he used to go from Albury up around the Upper Murray and all that, collecting people's rabbits, and he'd bring back to the factory, you know, and so on. But they used to often get Les to get me so many cans of this and buy this and that, you know. So Les would buy that, and when he'd go around next day and give him the stuff, they'd give him the money. Well, what the lousy bugger did, he must have owed money around the town too. So he went and booked a lot of stuff up to his customers, sort of thing, and loaded up, and he took off to Queensland and left all these fellas owing the money.